Hey folks, did you know we have a world-class training school right here in San Diego? Well,
Yes.
pilots can fly almost every day, close to the ocean, desert, mountains, and they're right next to the international border and a major military base. That's why San Diego is one of the best places to learn how to fly in the world. Learn to fly in the heat, in the heart of San Diego, don't mind me, right out of Montgomery Field. Getting started is super easy. Give them a call, 858-569-1822, or you can go to Fly with SDFTI, or just give them a call, 858-569-1822.
John Petrolino, tell us about the Pen Patriot.
Okay, so I'm John Petrolino, and I picked up this nickname called the Pen Patriot, and
I like
really,
it. I like it because you're a writer. That's the.
Because I'm a writer.
There you go.
I'm pretty patriotic as well, so we just smashed that together. Actually, John Green, he's the head of training and education at Gun Owners Action League over in Massachusetts, which is the state-level NRA organization. And he gave me that nickname, and
cool.
I took a little screenshot of that. I sent it to Charlie. I'm like, Charlie, what do you think of this? He's like, I think it's awesome. I'm like, all right, let's trademark it, and like that's it. Now I'm the Pen Patriot. So
There you
go. But I do quite a bit of writing, as you know.
Yeah.
And it's
who for mainly? Where do the people see your writing?
Right. So it's my side hustle. I write for Bearing Arms and for Ammo Land primarily. And I just want to toss out a real quick thank you to both editors over there. Bearing Arms, Cam Edwards, fantastic guy, really helped me a lot, and giving me a voice. And same thing with Freddie Reel over at Ammo Land for kind of taking me in and saying, hey, yeah, we'll let you, write for us. So those are the two ones that I write primarily for. And then I also do some blog entries for JM4 Tactical, which is a holster company in Texas, and Armed Lifestyle Magazine, which is a new free online magazine by Swanson Media Group. Charlie also writes for Armed Lifestyle. And Second Press by Braden Langley. Braden Langley's a personality online, and he's kind of breaking into more news and stuff like that. So I'll do some writing for him as well. And that's kind of my shtick.
So how do you it's a great shtick. How do you decide what to write? Like what makes that decision?
So obviously current events are important. So there's a lot of commentary. So over at Bearing Arms, do a great deal of commentary on what's going on. So same thing that you guys will be talking about, right? And then, I'll also grab the hard news items. So if there are things that are going on that are newsworthy, I'll, go out there and do the research or, find the people and the sources and try to get as much information about a story. But it's really...
You're not going to take it off Twitter and just write the story?
Right.
That's what journalists do today.
I will say I have written a couple commentary pieces like, look at this tweet that, is going on. But usually that's because of the cause, right?
Yeah. You're just being a true journalist if you're going to go do the hard work and ask the questions.
Right.
And get both sides, yeah.
Of course.
And what you wrote a great article on the in fact, I think you wrote a couple articles on Hammerling, our ridiculous Republican candidate for sheriff out here that we uncovered as just a buffoon, I guess. I think is the official political word.
That's a good one.
Yeah, not only.
What were your impressions though?
Oh, Hammerling, I had heard him on the show. I listened to the interview. I was like, I'm going to hunt this guy down and try to get some more information because I loved the interview. You guys did a great job. And Michael was right. Yep, that's right. That's what I heard about you. That's what I heard about you. You like those red flag laws, and you like to give out the red flags to people that get parking tickets, and that's kind of what it's like around here, right? So I said, well, let me give him a fair shake, and I'm going to do like an email thing, like take your time. Feel free to think about what you want to say. And even after he was given free reign to email back, and I wrote him back, like went back and forth with the guy, like, all right, I'm going to print all of this. And the one thing that really, really made me angry about communicating with Hammerling was he's like, I don't have anything against, these, the red flag, when it's being done, the extreme risk protective orders, when they're being executed, there's due process. There is due process. The person has... And they're not. I think the word ex parte is listed, what did I say, 34 or 40 times in the statute and the explanation of the law. So ex parte meaning, you're not there, and then you find out about your seizure. You get that knock on the door, and it's like, hey, give me your guns. And it's like, well, what did you do? Well, you got a parking ticket, and Hammerling thinks you shouldn't have guns. So I thought he was very inauthentic in trying to say he's a Second Amendment supporter.
Right.
Especially because, as you know, there are so many mechanisms right now and have been in place for decades, since the beginning of time, where if somebody's a danger, they can have their firearms seized if there's a problem. And I think the other candidate for sheriff that's the favored candidate,
Kelly Martinez, and she had said, well, no, I don't have a problem. We never had a problem trying to get firearms from dangerous people if they were truly dangerous. But this is not, something.
And he was a Republican, and she is a Democrat.
Right, yeah. And
that just shows you the craziness of it all.
And, the thing about the Republicans here in San Diego, I wrote to the Republican committee here in San Diego. I said, hey, you're supporting this candidate that supports, extreme risk protective orders and red flag laws. Can you answer to this? And no response whatsoever. And I wrote the two top dogs or the media guy. I don't know. We'd have to look up who I wrote. I don't remember. It was a couple months ago. And zero response. It's like, that's garbage.
The reality is they know they have a garbage candidate. Just now they're so invested and it'd be embarrassing and humiliating if they backed away, because we've proven just how horrible this candidate is. I mean, they know they've made a massive mistake.
Yeah, and he had what? He had the endorsement of the newspaper here in town, and then
they
retracted it. They retracted
What's
it.
that
It's
tell
like,
you?
oh my God, come on, guy.
Yeah. So but here's the thing: nobody would have uncovered most of that stuff. Nobody would have talked about it, but for San Diego County Gun Owners Radio, and you writing this article, and saying, hey, look, this is serious.
Well, if I see something like that, and that's, I guess, how I'm going to pick a news story. If I hear something, because I take in a lot of content, probably too much content, and if I hear something or I get a news tip, and that's another thing, I love getting news tips, some random emails from people like, hey, take a look at this. I'll dig into it. I really will, and you can reach out to me online. Go to my website, thepenpatriot.com, or you could go and find me on Facebook at The Pen Patriot, or Instagram, J Petrolino III. There's a whole bunch of different ways to reach out to me. So if people have news tips, and I've had some really good tips that have yielded great stories. It was the same thing, the supermarket story in Ohio with the no gun signs. A couple of weeks after, or a week of Ohio's permitless carry law getting signed, their local grocer, that's a big chain that services everybody up there, put all these no gun signs. So I dug into that, and the corporate responses that I got from their low-level, customer service reps were just, packaged goods. But I reached out to their media representative and their vice presidents and all those people, zero responses. And sometimes the story is the people not replying.
Right.
It's not what's being said, it's what's not being said.
Mm-hmm.
So what's what story in the last couple of years is your favorite, or what stands out that you really enjoyed writing or are particularly proud of?
That's a very tough one. I always like writing about California. I really do, because you guys have awful things going on here all the time.
You'll always have
that's somebody from
content.
New Jersey saying that,
I
too.
know,
I mean,
I do.
But you'll always
That's how
have
bad we are.
content.
Yeah. I don't know if I have a favorite child. I love them all the same,
Yeah.
Sometimes I get an opportunity to be a little bit more creative. So I had written a piece about, and this was a training piece, we were writing about a slam fire with a shotgun. And Charlie and I were actually riding shotgun in a golf cart. And it was Tally Ho, that's right. And it was a couple of guys from CNJFO over in Jersey, and we were doing a shoot, and one of the guys had a slam fire with his double-barreled shotgun, closed it, and it went off. He had a malfunction.
Oh, that was an unintentional slam fire?
Yeah, it was like, so he's loading the firearm, he closed the action, and it went off. So that, took the gun out of commission. But to me, there was a story there to be told, and it was more than just the slam fires. Like, we're here, we're doing this, we're living it, breathing it. And, I like to write that kind of stuff too.
Nice. And this isn't your... excuse me, this isn't your career.
No, it's my
You
side
said
hustle.
your side hustle. Do you
Yeah,
mind?
it's my
Do
side
you mind
hustle.
talking about your career?
No,
or-
you know, I
He
work,
makes hoagies.
I make hoagies and grinders. I'm a merchant seaman, so I work on a ship. So I'll go away and I'll come back, and
I think that's awesome.
do the engineering thing. So
We've even had a couple of interviews where a couple of phone calls where you're calling from the boat, right?
it might have happened. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not going to confirm or deny that.
Oh,
Michael.
okay, never
You
mind.
know, maybe I have. Maybe I haven't.
Have you been to Kodiak Island yet?
No, I haven't.
I just came back.
Well, he's on the East Coast.
Oh, that's right. That'd be a long drive.
It is a long drive.
There's a canal he'd have to go through.
Yeah, maybe.
True.
If it's not
I've been
jammed.
through it 4 times. Believe it or not. Yeah.
Hey, there you go. How big a ship?
The one I'm on now is about 500 feet.
Okay.
So yeah.
Did you have to go through Piney Point to learn all that? or-
No, I went to Massachusetts Maritime Academy, and that's actually where I met my wife my first week of college. So
Wow.
yeah, so Mrs. P and I met there and stayed friends, and but it was at Mass Maritime and on the Cape Cod.
Did she? Because I'm wondering why. You might be the problem here. Because I get these things from the maritime job something or other sending me maritime jobs. I get these emails like a couple of times a week. And
Why
I'm
is
thinking,
it his
where?
fault?
Well, because I'm thinking
You're
where-
getting those too?
Where is this coming from? 'Cause what did I sign up
I didn't.
for?
I
that
didn't
got
sell your
those?
email address, Joe.
You're the only one I know in that industry
I did not.
now.
I did not. I did not sell your email address,
That's
Mike.
so
Are you
funny.
getting those emails? You're not.
No. No, not me. I didn't serve on a sub or a ship, though.
I ate a sub. I ate a sub.
That's about all I've ever done with a
That's
sub.
how I know about a sub. I ate a sub for sure.
So what's your biggest fear? What's the worst thing that's about to happen to gun rights?
You got 1 minute.
The biggest thing, the biggest fear that's going to happen to
Yeah.
gun rights, they're just going to flip the light switch and say it's game over, and just like that. That's what my biggest fear is, where it's a complete disregard of law and order, and they come and do exactly what was it Feinstein wanted to do, hand them all in.
Yeah.
That's my biggest fear. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't think so, but don't. I'd be worried if you see the blue helmets.
The thing is, I think is it gonna happen? It's probably not gonna happen, but thanks to people like our members and folks in this room, could it happen? Absolutely, but it won't because we keep fighting back.
Thanks for watching this clip from Gun Owners Radio. You can watch us live every Sunday from 4 to 6 p.m. California time, right here on our YouTube channel, or if you're in the San Diego area, you can listen to us on 1170 a.m. We're also available on your favorite podcast platform for free. Don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can help restore and protect the Second Amendment, not just in California, but across the country.